All right, enjoyers of mediocre at best, Civil War grand strategy, whatever. There was an intro there, but nobody told me what it was. I'm back on campaign, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I mean that's par for the course here on the channel, but yeah, I don't think I've actually played this campaign in almost a solid 6 weeks. So I kind of got to remember what I'm doing. I realized I was the Union. Apparently, there's a bombardment going on, which is well, if we win, it's a great idea. If not, I'm gonna say I didn't order that, but I actually think, though it was about 6 weeks ago, I think I might have. So, anyways, that's that. It looks like we were in the process of taking Richmond. I don't know if this is a battle that I previously fought. Can I join it? So no. So I feel like, yeah, if they're not going to give me the option to join, I think that one was actually fought out probably in the last episode. And we'll have to get in there. But things look pretty good in the East. So the overall, in case I flipped on through it, I guess I started Union, went CSA, did well enough that I hopped back on the Union. There's some things we need to do to keep the campaign competitive. But it looks like the Union's at about 77.5 or so. And the CSA is at 82. So it's pretty, yeah, it's about a 5-point cushion for the CSA at the moment. Morale of armies, I don't know why the Union's higher. Men fielded has got to grow out. I mean, it is, 1862, and there is I think a recruitment campaign underway for both sides. Casualties is actually not too, yeah, it's actually favorable to the Union, not too good for the CSA. Battles won. As you can see, the Union is ahead, but yeah, there's a lot to be done. I think it's a tale of different theaters. The East is going pretty well. The blockade, I don't know that I saw much of anything really happening. I remember, yeah, there were a bunch of ships down here that are apparently doing very little. Blockading squadrons, Sea Raiders. Oh, so none of you have the... none of you have the perk that allows you to... I'll remember it. It's been a while. The perk that allows you to... Oh, amphibious attack. So you can attack this thing until your heart's content, and all you will do is level it, and you'll never capture it. So we had to do something with that, but that's what happens when you allow the AI to take over. They choose perks that I wouldn't recommend. Anyways, that's the Eastern Theater. The Central Theater, we have to clean up whatever Marmaduke's division is up here, and then we have to try to get the Nashville campaign underway, and we have a long way to go to get there. Like, it's not going to be that easy. You can see the 2nd Division is what it is. It needs men. I think they're actually all recruited, right? That's Newton. No, it isn't. No, he should have another division. So I don't know if we're short personnel or what. Yeah, a little bit. Although, because we're in regimental play, we could probably squeeze another brigade into that division there. But probably need all that force. Man, I don't remember who built that supply depot out there and over there. But they are... This doesn't really help me, but it is a problem, right? Because from the CSA, this is a supply desert out here. And so with the supply depot here, you can kind of move through, get resupplied, and then they can push on up into actual important territory. So I think I need to detach a division probably to go with that, or more likely I'll just gamble, throw everything down the pike at Nashville and hope something sticks. So that's it. In Missouri, I've kind of... Well, again, I don't know. It was probably the AI. Yeah, I'll just blame them because they're not here, and I really don't remember. But someone has fallen into the trap as the Union of having too many troops here. My view in Missouri with respect to Arkansas as the Union is always just try to hold on to St. Louis. And usually you do that by contesting the southwest part. It looks like they're pushed up against the kind of western edge there. Carrollton, I think we pushed earlier, and I don't remember who got that supply depot. I think it's kind of come and gone, but maybe there's an opportunity here to get behind them and maybe press Arkansas. But I always feel like this is such a trap because it's a little bit of a supply desert, and you kind of got to leapfrog through your supply depots if you're meeting resistance. And then even if you take Fort Smith, which is not worth very much, you still have the issue of, well, how do you get down to Little Rock and then get into things that matter? In particular, going through Tennessee so that you can try to open up either Mississippi, Alabama, or maybe more profitably Georgia and a backdoor to Virginia. So that's where things stand. We've been playing it through at 1x speed here as I do nothing. You know, this is all kind of coming back to me now in a very slow sort of way. We can speed it up because that's not what's holding us back. I thought that... Is Longstreet around here? I thought he might be. So Third Corps is there. I don't even know who. What is that? Hovey, Reynolds, and Harney? Hovey, Reynolds, and Harney. Okay, so they're all kind of in the right place. Hovey. Yeah, Hovey's got to... Got to get some readiness back, and he might have to deal with Wright when he does, but he could conceivably sprint down here when he does and grab that supply depot. This Third Corps actually needs... Oh, no, it is Harney's division. All right, they're in the right place. Reynolds' division is just beaten up. You can see it's, right, 1,000 disabled, 4,000 ready to go. It's probably going to be there for a while, but that is the nature of things. Oh, do we have an actual auto... Uh-oh. That was down here, wasn't it? Well, that's what happens when you play things too quickly and not paying attention. You lose. So, Terrell's division was beaten. Wallace's... What are we up against? Imboden, Johnston, maybe Beauregard? Let's see what we get. We're going to reposition some of these. I know. Why give up on Richmond? We're not giving up on Richmond. We're bringing down 2 divisions. And with those 2 divisions... I don't get it. Must have clicked on the same thing. Who knows? Okay, there we go. So bring you on over. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put any of them in scouting stance as much as we could use the readiness. Oh, maybe the... Are they really dividing their force up like that? They might be. Alright. Who's ready to go back here? Actually, it looks like most of those divisions are ready to go. Alright, we gotta take you all out of scouting. That's what it is. Given. Steel. Let's get a sweet flag so we have that flying. That. Very nice. Very nice blue. Alright, so that's Johnson's division of Beauregard's. Yeah, as much as I wanted to go for Richmond, I see an opportunity to get maybe a 4v2. And that seems pretty good to me, so. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then do we want to push down the Shenandoah? I don't know. I mean, you could try to push through Magruder's division, come out this end. I just hate dividing my forces like that. Right, if one doesn't work, then it's kind of all for naught. Why don't we put Totten's division over here? You know what? Wood can go with him as well. And we'll send Wool over. And we'll let, what was that? Sheridan? We'll let Sheridan's division just stay there for now. Hazen needs a break. Alright, Keyes' division is ready. Whatever happened down here, by the way? Ah, we took the fort. A round of good news. Alright. Send you to port. How are you all doing? You've had better days. And somehow we no longer have ships in harbor, which feels like a lie. Ironclad monitor we need, and ironclad gunboats. So we'll get those things cooking. Alright, this is, well, not that. And no sense in losing it for nothing. But much of the rest of that looked like it was ready enough to go. What happened over here? Oh. Whoops. Alright, Meigs is there. Okay, bring them to a halt. Yep, you knew where you're going, kind of, right? Oh, that order did not go through, I guess. Alright. That looks like it's gonna go off anytime now. This, slowly but surely. How are we over here? What does Marmaduke have, we think? 6,000? Alright. Let's throw 10,000 against them and see what happens. Take them out of scout, just in case we need to reinforce. And over here, I don't know, man. Alright. Back east, it looks like good news. Well, except for the morale thing, right? 32,000 of us versus 22,000 of them. Looks like we're all going to be there at about the same time. This is when we got to take. Famous last words, but if we win here, and there's anybody that has enough readiness left on my side, we should be able to go on and occupy Richmond. And I don't know if we can start considering a short war already, but, you know, it's an idea. It's better than a long war, but we would probably have to move back to the CSA if that was the case, and make it an interesting and a slog of a campaign. But I would hope in 1862 the numbers pick up on both sides. I was looking at the finances before, and yeah, the army costs have come way down from where they were. Depots were still pretty expensive, but that kind of is always the case. There's also a bunch of things I was going to do when I took a break from this campaign 18 that I haven't done, but it is on a list of things to get done. We'll see where that goes. All right, so yeah, it's not good news because it's the Chancellorsville map, but we start off with 8 points. It looks like there's only 13 more to have, so pretty much if we hold the 2 that we have, and then we control one of these, we'll have a majority of victory points, and that is ultimately what should help us win, again, with a numerical advantage, although it's probably offset by morale concerns. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. What I was thinking is I have a lot of engineering points. I feel like if we fortify this and this, we could probably hold it with just Wallace's division. And the plus is that the unfinished railroad is already here. And so that means that there's very little, well, there's less we have to worry about getting counter pushed this way, and we can always then just go from here and kind of launch down that road or up that road to contest the furnace road up there. don't know where reinforcements are going to come in. It's 10:15, so it's going to be a pretty long day. And I just assume that these guys are going to have to travel over here. They're probably going to get stuck or slowed down over here. I would hope after that they make their way over to here, so that then the two divisions are somewhat close to each other. And at least in the case of Wallace's, it's pretty easy to defend. So that's the overall idea. Parapet or breastworks. We're gonna spend here and go on the parapets. And if I could remember how to, it's been a while, and I don't usually do a whole lot of fortification building. I'm gonna build. What would complement this well? I guess this is the closest point, so we'll just build up like this and maybe like that. Yeah, I really do forget. That's not what I wanted to press, but forget what I'm supposed to press here to upgrade this. It's not that. I guess it was that. Okay, so that's built. That's built. Jeez. We'll just throw it here. All right, so that's all my. That's all those points. We got Wallace like this. All right. So Canby's brigade is up here. Emery's is going to be here. Green's artillery. I don't love any of these positions. It looks like maybe over here they could actually do something. I mean, it's really hard to know. But maybe we'll put them there and we'll move Hurlbut's brigade there. Augur's Cav can go over here, and I think that's, yeah, we'll say that's it. And Steele, so it's his division. Why don't we move them, just give them initial orders to move over here. That way they end up on roads. Jesse Alexander, who, yeah, I know nothing about. I'm going to move him up there. Probably should move Wallace a little bit closer to Canby and Emery and everybody else. No, we don't want that. We do want some scouts if we can get them. We'll send them up there. We'll send Hurlbut's group down here to take this crossroads. Doesn't look like the CSA is supposed to come in here. Right over here is a possibility. But yeah, we know about that. And then we'll send Emery up here and can be part of the way up here. But no sense in sending them all the way up. Doesn't really make sense to do because they'd be completely unsupported until those folks right. Gibbons sounds like mine. Yeah, and sure enough, he arrives up there. So who knows? Maybe Wallace's division just has to hold here in the south and let everybody else kind of come in and swamp this. But we'll see. You can see we're starting down and it's like gradually creeping away from us. All right, so I think, well, yeah, we'll send Emery's brigade up to take it. Canby can just stay there. All right, Augur capped that. We're going to send him a little bit further down the Furnace Road because I would expect the CSA coming out of here to maybe take Catherine Furnace. Doesn't look like they have a good way to get over here. So actually we'll move Hurlbut up here as well. Wallace needs to just keep moving up. Yeah, maybe Green's artillery. I don't know. If I put him here, they're kind of trapped, right? There's no easy way. Whereas right here, they're right next to a road, the Orange Plank Road, right? And they can pull out if they get attacked. And they could always back up and just shoot through an open field rather than bringing them up into the trees, but could do that. All right, so we got some. I can't believe that I can see it, but we know that some of them are out there. So that is that. Okay, Emery's there. Harbut's moving up there. So let's see. What is the issue with these guys? Confident? Well, why does it think you're like cracked? 27th Pennsylvania. I'm not sure what's going on there. We're going to move Canby up. I'm going to move Emery up as well. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's hard to get good artillery positions on this map. Let's see. So Gibbon, we're actually going to order to pretty much go where Wallace is. Speed it up a bit here. Yeah. We'll see that once they're down here, it's kind of all about the Furnace Road. You know what? It is. And Augur, you've done your job. Over there. In true fashion here. You guys stop. Come over here. You guys can complete that movement. But then let's bring you over here and then just keep them on the road. So for right now, Hurlbut can stay there. Emery can square up like that. And we'll see when Camby comes down. There's always the possibility that I'm going to move Emery back here and kind of just get like a triangle here. But I want to keep the troops. I don't want to move them all the way into the woods right now because then you lose mobility. And you can be cut off by enemy troops that just use roads. So I don't want to end up there really ever, but certainly not yet. Okay, maybe this is a good place for Alexander to eventually end up. Would the artillery have shots? Maybe down here? That is a definite maybe. Alright, I think I am going to move Emery back. Looks like Canby will get there. Then Canby can just move down the road. And Augur can do his thing. Get scouts out. Oh, I guess we caught it anyways, so that's fine. With these guys, honestly, at these ranges, I would love it if they listened to me, but they won't. No way. Okay, that cav is so beat up, it should not. It should not see combat. So let's detach them. Same with Averill. Yeah, we don't want to lose the whole regiment. Give them time. All right, 500 is better, but Less than 200, they need time to build up. All right, so they only have a 3-pointer. We have everything else. They got to come to us. I'm thinking now the defensive posture is probably just the tree line. Certainly on the back side of... the artillery here, though, could actually do something rather than nothing. It's just a... We'll move them up here, and we'll see what it looks like. Because it's more important to have infantry shooting there, but... If we have infantry all in the woods here, here, they got to come through open ground to get this, and we can always contest it. But the artillery actually can get, I think, a fairly clear lane down here. So keep an eye out for that. All right. Augur, having done what you were supposed to do, I think I'll just send you down here. All right. Oh, well, hopefully not a moment too soon. All right, Steele needs to move his division. It's not exactly what I want, but at this point, we just got to go. We need our scouts back because I think Augur's about to be engaged. Yep. All right, so Camby's now got to move up there. Emery's got to, Emery at this point can just, well, I was hoping that he would take the roads, but maybe he's just going to do that. And Hurlbut's going to go there. They don't seem to have gotten the message. Okay, now they've gotten the message. Yeah, you got to get out of there. And yeah, this is just going to be messy here. Hurlbut can get his skirmishers back. At this point, I would just have Canby wait. Let's have Emery stop. I can tell that they're already going to get exhausted just trying to do that. Maybe Augur can come up and skirmish. Okay, get back on the road. Do that first. I'm tempted to go in and challenge it, but I can see what's coming, and it's probably not a great idea. Honestly, with some of those forces starting to divert themselves over to here, I think I'm just going to keep that whole force over here. Augur's not going to hold anything by himself, so he can go up and take a look at things, but that's probably it. Pretty sure. Yeah, Walker's the other side. But again, even losing this doesn't force us to attack. They'd still have to take one of the other points. Orange Turnpike is way down here. Otherwise, they got to come down through Wallace's division to get there. They might do it. They might. So at this point, it's probably best to just move forward rather than trying to move back in a line, which would be great and all, but I just don't think it's actually going to work that way. And that reminded me to turn down the volume. Let's see what we got here. Just recall those guys. They're gonna get wiped otherwise. They may get wiped anyhow, but... Alright, we lost Chancellorsville. Just bring those guys up with you, because they're not doing anything back here. I guess they didn't get my order to... Thought we recalled our skirmishers here. Not everyone. Alright. Good news, sort of. Is that Canby's brigade is in place. Alright. We got to move up to engage him. We do have friendlies showing up, so that's good. Unfortunately, we did not stay in the forest, I don't think. So, bummer. Alright. So that's fine. Hurlbut actually is in an okay position. We're going to order them first to guard the left, and then we're going to take Emery's brigade and we're going to march that up here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Explain why they think that they might break. I would like these guys to be at medium range. This could have gone better. I wish I knew why. Just flanking fire they thought they were taking. Well, this one might be an L now. Because I think we're going to show up piecemeal here. So if you haven't seen the campaign, this is a regimental campaign, so this is modded. I've also modded the underlying game to pretty much remove all of the AI buffs that it gets in the normal vanilla game. And I've done a lot of tweaking of how the AI acts. I mean, this has been worked on for years on my end, and it's not perfect, but as you can see, it's a real challenge. Particularly if you think you're good and you get a little too aggressive, like I tend to do. The AI serves up frequent useful reminders you're not as good as you think you are. So that was just to deal with that threat. Does not look good. Nope. And Beauregard arrives. That's rough. But what are the casualties? You know, if the casualties are that close and we don't mass route, we actually have a chance to come back. Of course, not if people don't arrive here. We don't have that. So Gibbon's division. Yeah, it doesn't look good. I mean, I guess it's a friendly reminder that morale matters, right? I think that's what we got to do. As much as it does deprive us of a good battle, it looks like way too many of these troops on my end are wavering. I think this entire division here is about to go under. You can see a lot of it's already broken. Much of this division was used up. You can see that they're breaking. They're too far behind. By the time they come in, Wallace and old what's-his-name here, Steele, are going to be done. So I think we just got to get out while we can. And we're going to have to do a long fallback now from... Well, it's not really in front of Richmond anymore, but we were closing in on it. But yeah, it was way too forward a deployment on that part. The AI always moves much faster than I think they should, and than my troops seem to, but you gotta kind of group up and then attack. I just didn't want to have to attack on Chancellorsville. I guess we actually did better on the right than I thought. It's kind of the complete opposite. But yeah, Wallace's division is useless. Alright, defeated Gordonsville indeed. How is this supply depot in their control? Somebody explain it to me. That one is a new one. Now, I guess Totten has to come over and would... My goodness, he does not want to follow that order. They kind of have to come over just to stem the bleeding here a little bit. Wallace's division. Okay, so you're just going to retreat mindlessly. Okay, I think you're doing the same. You're doing the same. Alright, so I guess they're all kind of doing a similar thing there. We're going to call down Keyes's division. Alright, and that is rough here. Since Hovey's doing his own thing anyways, he might as well just go to scouting. He's got a ways to go before he gets all that readiness back. Harney's doing alright. It's taking a moment there to capture that supply depot. It does not want to be given up. Where are you going? Alright, let's just send Kearney in with him. Let's bring everybody. No half measures, right? Alright, so what can we do? Corn is king, counter propaganda. Propaganda is what I really want. Huh. So I think that'll be it for now. You're waiting in order? Okay. There is my order. Alright, Atlantic blockading squadron's moving out. Yeah, I think Fort Hatteras has got to be next on our kind of hit list here. What? What is this? Oh, this is that? Alright. Yeah, I mean, I should win. Not too much of a surprise here, though. It's also not particularly good news. We have to march all that way here. We're just going to go press play because it's a lot of victory points. And, yeah, there's not really more to that story. All right, so we're just going to march up. Well, we're going to try to march, I guess. I guess hitting play meant something different. Judson Kilpatrick. All right. Move you here. And I think I'll probably put you on pause because it looked like it was going to be a long wait time before reinforcements are here. I think the plan, though, is to probably build up over here, and then at some point we can hop over. I don't want to fight down here. I mean, we can get to those victory points. We can go the long way. As long as we don't get routed off the field because of victory points, we'll be fine. All right, so we have 2 of the 3 brigades across. Not too sure what's going to happen with this. I mean, it is about to be the end of the day, right? So I know that, and there is a chance that I would say is pretty good that if the AI continues to play reasonably well, they might just withdraw overnight. Which, you know, if that's the worst that happens, that's okay. But I think we'd kind of like to get a more decisive fight here. I know we'd be able to wipe the entire division, but that would be very positive if we did. A little bit of payback for the loss we just took, but so far we're kind of just maneuvering around, and I think we've probably got the worst of this artillery duel. I don't know if that's true, but feels like it, and I would bet that, you know, the way these have been firing, I would have thought that we would be out of ammo by now, but I guess not. So we could move Reynolds artillery up here, I guess. Okay. At this point, we're kind of running out of front. They kind of narrowed themselves down that even with this group over here, we've kind of run out of, an area to mess with them. But we can bring up whoever it is. I forget this. Kearney, Crittenden, and Carlin. Good luck remembering that. Yeah, the plan here, I think, is to have Kearney become the kind of reserve. And I forgot to reset the camera after the last battle, or the audio after the last battle, but that means I don't have to turn it down now. I don't think they've done that much. Yeah, they really haven't done that much progress. They've held all those points the whole day, and it might have helped a little bit, but it did not help a lot. So some stuff retreated, some of their stuff is moving to meet other parts of my force. All right. So this is a stone wall here. You can see that they've dug those parapets. Well, I don't know. I feel like maybe we need to move these guys up a little bit, only because they seem to be sending some forces against my right. Okay, I guess we'll just move them into the town center. And see what we get before we get nightfall, which should be soon.
think maybe we just... It'd be nice if we could grab that creek bed. Close enough here. Looks like it's pretty good for us. Not good for them. Marmaduke overall has only taken a little over 10% casualties, but think that'll do it. But we are really lucky that these are some of the longest days of the year here. So one way or the other, that's the end of it. They'll probably be able to, I don't know if they're going to be able to Messiah walk over. I don't get too much of that in my playthroughs, but it does happen. So it looks like some of them have their orders. But I did not think to have to cut this off. I did not think that they would retreat this way, but I guess if you have to, you do. And yeah, I think that's far enough away from most of this. I mean, I can give it an attack order. I don't think it's gonna do much. Alright, we'll watch a little bit of combat that's left here and probably have to call that a battle. Why they're kind of charging now, but they are. Guess they decided not to run that way. Probably the right way to go if you made it this far. Alright, it's all mop-up duty here. Alright, so that was probably not that important in the greater scheme of things, but a win is a win, and wow, and it actually wounded Marmaduke in the process, but it was kind of necessary to take out that pain in the back before we go forward, so one of those necessary things, but yeah, in terms of total casualties for the episode, I think we're up slightly, but in terms of moving the war along, nah, not so much. Alright, this is the good news, almost good news over there. And are any of our recruits coming up? Not really. But you can see, finances wise, like army upkeep, yeah, it's less than 200 million. I mean, it's not terrible. Its supply depots are a lot. I don't know if that's because we have a lot of back and forth in the supply depots or what the issue is there, but yeah, I think for the number of troops and at this point in the war we haven't done some of the efficiency stuff, it all kind of makes sense. Oh, so it claims we now have made a state of Kanawha, which is to say that we have West Virginia. Oh, and with that, well, I think it's probably because we took Charleston and it exerted like a zone of control, so we got that supply depot. So that is actually a win for us, as you could probably tell. Now, whether it stays when I reload into this campaign, we'll see, but it should. My goodness, what does, like, who did I offend here? What is going on? I'm not sure I want to even, I do kind of want to keep that supply depot, so that's Wallace's division. Yeah. Well, we know what you need in the short term, right? I think we just got to pull you back, though. Turchin is doing Turchin things. I don't know how Sheridan's division is. Alright, so they got the Bank Act, which is... It's going to help them with money. It's going to help them with credit. It's going to be rough for their support, so we should pull ahead on that line. But it's one of those long-term gain, but a pretty significant short-term loss. And I like those kind of trade-offs, right? They're more compelling than others. So 13 out of 45, but what are your 13 out of 45? What do you look like here? So if we get rid of that, it's not much. That needs to get repaired. Sloop of War needs to get repaired. Steam Frigate is actually probably not fine, but it's almost serviceable. And we might be able to add that to the Atlantic blockading squadron. So this has... Wait a minute. So none of you have... Who has it? Blockading? Okay, so you actually have amphibious attack. Then we want you out here. And we'll just figure your ships out in a moment. Alright, and Bowden's pressing the attack up here. So... let's move these folks up in front of the supply depot. Or at least near it. Come on, giant clock. Get out of the way. There you go. Move you up. Steel can hang out. Wood. You should move up. If we have to... Yeah, we know what you need as well. We'll just try to burn the supply depot before we lose it. But if we can hold on to it, that's pretty much a good enough spot to supply up and then press on to Richmond. So, be happy with that. Alright, Hovey's doing his thing. We're doing our thing here. We have that supply depot. So do we... This looks like it's two divisions on top of each other. So... Yeah, probably the best case scenario is that... And Reynolds is going to be out. He's going to be out for a while. Is that if Hovey gets back, we might be able to challenge those two with our two and just hope for the best. Maybe we detach this second division here and just throw its weight into there, knock them out, and then we can add their weight here to the center press. I think that's the move. This supply depot, I don't even really want it. I mean, there are a number here that are good. But I feel like readiness, when you're going to be spending a lot of time in enemy territory, it's not a bad one to have. Especially with these newer armies. I think after a while, more experienced armies, they kind of just figure it out. But newer ones, I'm not so sure about. So Carlin needs to get himself back together here, but these others we can press up. Now I'm just... So between Hayes and... This is Hooker's? Alright, so Hooker's really under strength. Hayes is actually, like, full strength for Western Division. I mean, that's full strength for a lot of divisions. And so is Davidson. mean, do I push those two up and try to drive the CSA out of Missouri and maybe drive into Arkansas? I'd like to try. There's also a chance when Hazen comes back that if they're gonna just sit almost everybody down here, that we could get Sheridan and Hazen to push Magruder. Come over here to Stanton. From there, the options aren't great because if you come in here, you risk being isolated, but they're probably close enough to this clump. And we could do something about it. Meeg. I'm not sure to tell you, Meeg. Second Corps is there, Fifth Corps is there. All right. How are we looking on troop replenishment? So we've gained about 2,000 in reserve. Civ orders, all right. I don't think that much time has passed. It felt to me like a lot more time has passed, but I don't think it has been. Huh. Where are we here in our wonderful world of policies and acts? Alright, so we're almost through the Enrollment Act 1, which it actually should help this very problem. And I guess I also took the Revenue Act simultaneously, which is about a month off. Huh. Alright, well we have some things coming down the line, but they're still a ways off. No idea who decided to build a salt works there, but it wasn't me. Alright, and they also have amphibious attack. It's kind of an important one. Yeah, that's just a lot of troops. I mean, we have a lot of troops as well. Especially if we brought down Sheridan. Recruitment crisis. Well, that's good to hear. Results of the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So I think in all of these, well, I guess you just got to retreat. Wait, what? What? What is going on here? Yeah, we don't look too outgunned. All right, we'll get rid of you because we don't need you. We got a Conclad ram. That's not supposed to be ours. So maybe we just turn then to blockading until we get the amphibious. And I don't think any of these will get the amphibious attack perk. So maybe it was right the first time. Let me guess. Yeah, we had to borrow more. I'm sure that's true. So actually their support is not below ours. And they've actually gained about 10,000 troops this. Despite the casualties, a couple thousand casualties, they've gained 10,000 troops in the few weeks that this episode has been. Speaking of this episode, I think it's just about time to wrap it. My thinking is still to get maybe... I can't tell how many of their divisions could reinforce Beauregard. I mean, Beauregard could just fall back, right? That would be the smart play, but maybe they'll stay and fight. Maybe they'll suck in Bowdoin, and then maybe the rest. I would not hate that. But we've also taken about, what? If not half Virginia, a pretty good slice of it. We sliced off West Virginia entirely. We've dealt with the threat to our backside here in Kentucky, which can be the prerequisite for an attack into Nashville next episode, or the one after. It kind of depends on Carlin. Whoever Newton up here, he's just way too far behind in the readiness game. Davidson's division. That's the route they took from St. Louis. All right, I guess it makes sense. So they're doing that. Fourth Corps is there, right. I don't know. Do I send Hayes out now just to see what's what? I think Zolokoffer's down here. Maybe we send Hayes out. Maybe we have to recall them if they see this move and they start moving towards whatever this is. Springfield? Is that what this is called? Never. It is. All right. Okay, you don't need to do that. You probably shouldn't do that. So what do you got? You got sappers and miners, flying column. Let's just get that readiness. We're out in the west. Relatively small force. Going to be spending a lot of time in enemy territory, we hope, so we don't want to be bogged down by lack of readiness. Alright. I'd like to test... Alright, so if that really is a depleted division, I'd like to get Hovey into them so that we can just drive them away from Groveton, and then we can concentrate against those two divisions, which they're not quite trapped, but they're pretty close. Right? Either they could fight their way through Harney, or they could try to escape over here, you would think. To where, I'm not really sure, because that just puts you in Kentucky, and then you still have to come all the way. Like, this is just supply desert. It's just very rough. All right, but I think, yeah, I think that's me getting back in the saddle and trying to get a handle on this campaign, and it's in the process. It's still fun, and yeah, we'll do some more of this.